5200 Eubank.
Good evening. We welcome you to 10 Pins and More live here at Rio Rancho. I'm Adam Deal, and I'm joined by Tournament Director and your play-by-play host tonight, Steve Mackey. Steve, we're down to the Final Four here in the Scratch Match Play series. It's exciting because we finally get to put this on television. Tell us a little bit about this tournament and about the Final Four here.
Well, we had 81 entries, a new record. We're paying out over $4,000 in prize money. The winner tonight gets $1,050. We've got a woman from Rio Rancho. The top seed is a bowler from Silver City and two Albuquerque bowlers, both left-handers. So a very interesting field, very competitive. It should be a great show.
Glad you could join us here on U Sports Network, powered by ProView Networks, and you're going to watch what is the finish of a double elimination tournament. Go ahead and tell everybody the format, as there is one winner today, and when 4 competitors left, the one winner hasn't lost yet. It's a ladder up, and we're going to show you these last 3, potentially 4 matches.
Right, Eddie Joe Torrez will have to lose twice. He could be bowling Adrienne Hare, could be bowling any of these people. He's bowled really well. He's bowling a radical line today. Anything could happen the way he's bowling. He's been here a lot of times. He bowls down in El Paso as well. I'm looking for a big effort from him today. But who he bowls against, could be a left-hander, could be a woman. It'd be interesting.
Well, it should be interesting. And how big was this field as it started a lot earlier today, as people slowly exiting out of here, leading up to these Final Four?
Yeah, we had 16, and it went down to 12, and then 8, and then 4, 6. So we've had people disappearing all day, collecting prize money. And the second place today, $525, not bad for second.
We promise it'll be an exciting finish. Come on back. That's Steve Mackey. He's going to have the call. I'm Adam Deal. You're watching U Sports Network, powered by ProView Networks. She's not the judge. She's not the jury. She's Donna Bale, expert bail agent for over 17 years. Posting bail bonds throughout the U.S., Donna Bale will never fail to get you out of jail. Open 24/7. Call Donna at 505-203-4711. That's 505-203-4711. Donna Bale will get your loved ones home where they belong.
Donna Bale, call me and I'll set you free.
Tired of looking at your old, operated for over 32 years, is now Minuteman Design Center. J.C. Lopez and his sons, Jeremy and J.D., and their group of
Whatever your dream, a tranquil backyard retreat, the perfect yard for the kids, or professional maintenance for your corporate campus, the Grounds Guys will help you achieve it. Our established systems allow us to deliver industry-leading lawn care and landscape solutions to commercial and residential customers. Experience our difference with a 3-hour callback guarantee, clean, shiny trucks, friendly, uniformed personnel, state-of-the-art equipment sharpened daily, and quality control reports delivered monthly.
eXp Realty is the only agent-owned, cloud-based real estate brokerage in the industry that supports all New Mexico sports, athletics, and education programs. As we aid in both the sale and purchases of homes, and when you call in to register on our website and mention our TV ad, you shall receive a rebate from a portion of your home sales or purchase to be donated to a booster club of your choosing. We embrace technology and maximize our clients' success. Call Kevin Mullaney at 505-750-3448. That's 505-750-3448 to get started on your home sale or purchase eXp Realty.
Come to Fastino's Turbo Bistro for some great pasta, sandwiches, pizza, or salads. We open daily at 6 a.m. with our delicious Italian breakfast sandwiches. Come in and enjoy the atmosphere and watch some TV while you eat. Or if you're in a hurry, our fast and convenient drive-thru will hit the spot. Enjoy a giant slice of green chili pepperoni pizza. How about some fresh sauteed shrimp Alfredo? Or a can't-miss spaghetti and meatballs with fresh garlic bread? Or how about our citrus salmon salad? You can't go wrong at Fastino's. Fresh food without the wait. 2600 Wantabo, Northeast.
The back-to-school season is always a little tough for me. All the expectations. New school supplies, jeans, and electronics. My kids know we can't afford cell phones or laptops, but it's hard to tell them we can't even afford some of the basics like new socks and underwear. They're so good, they don't even ask. We tell them all the time, things will get better.
The APS Community Clothing Bank served 3,500 students last year. Please donate new socks, underwear, and shoes. Call 248-1873.
Streamline Swimming is New Mexico's premier swim store featuring the latest in training equipment and competitive swimming apparel. Whether you're looking for swimwear to lounge by the pool or something more professional, Streamline has it. With main brands such as Speedo, Nike, TYR, and Dolphin, you can be sure to find what you are looking for. And even if swimming is not your thing, Streamline provides uniforms for any sport you need. With no job too small and no setup fees, you can outfit your team with the best screen-printed and embroidery design uniforms. And with a friendly staff on site, our employees are always willing to help. Come and visit Streamline Swim Store and Streamline Athletics. Call us at 505-503-7460 or visit us at 6901 Gruber Avenue, Northeast.
For the best pizza, calzones, pasta, salads, and sensational desserts, Saggio's is an Albuquerque institution. At Saggio's, you'll find fresh, homemade, real Italian pizza, 9 different types of stuffed calzones, dozens of homemade lasagnas, cooked-to-order pastas with homemade sausage and meatballs, unique sandwiches, salads, and gourmet pizza.
For great food, fun, or a game on their dozen big screens, Saggio's is simply the best. Saggio's, an Albuquerque institution for 33 years, 107 Cornell Southeast, right across from UNM.
Mr. Goldman loved his family a lot, didn't he, Dad?
He sure did.
That's why he had State Farm life insurance, like you. So his family never has to worry, right?
Mr. Goldman didn't have life insurance.
Why not?
He was just a goldfish.
Ignore him.
In Albuquerque, call Agent Ron Pino and Agent Paul Jones so your family won't have to worry about having life insurance.
We put the life back in life insurance.
Graphic Connection is your source for quality custom sports apparel inspired by the athletes that wear it. Graphic Connection offers in-house graphics, embroidery, digital printing, and screen printing, enabling us to offer custom products with fast turnaround to suit both your budget and your timeline. Graphic Connection is New Mexico's exclusive Cornette digital garment printer shop. The print resolution is unparalleled. Contact Graphic Connection today at 505-821-2777 or visit us online at www.gcsportswear.com.
Visit Cool Springs Trampoline Park at 4320 Yale Boulevard Northeast for any event. Family night, birthday party, unique date, team celebrations, or just friends, exercise, and fun. Cool Springs Trampoline Park is a locally owned Albuquerque family business. 18,000 square feet of fun, including dodgeball, basketball dunk, platforms, and foam pits. Jump on in 7 days a week. Call 345-JUMP or go to coolsprings.com. That's Cool Springs with a Z.
Get into the game. Garden Schwartz Team Sales features fine products and apparel from Wilson, Schutz Sports, Speedline, and Russell Athletics. We offer custom embroidery and screen printing services for all of your school or club needs, from team uniforms to school letter jackets. Specializing in all sports and serving all communities, from big schools to small schools, from up north to down south, or all points in between, Garden Schwartz Team Sales has the products and professional services you'll need to be your best. For great prices, friendly staff, and quality products, call Garden Schwartz Team Sales today at 1-800-880-7767. That's 1-800-880-7767. Since 1939, Garden Schwartz Team Sales is a proud supporter of New Mexico youth athletics.
U Sports Network, powered by ProView Networks. A great place to be seen, and great place for Andy Zumwalt and Lance Emerson, the first match in our scratch match play series. Andy's been asked to start the match on lane 5. And he's been around quite a while, as Andy won a tournament here just a few years after he'd started bowling with a 234 average, but a different kettle of fish today, Dana.
Yes, he's worked for USBC, and he's gained a lot of experience. That was a great for opening shot by Andy, not easy to do.
Yeah, that'll loosen him up a little. It's always a little nerve-wracking bowling on television, particularly here in Albuquerque. Hasn't been a live broadcast of bowling in Albuquerque for probably 15 years.
An interesting thing about this field is there was only 3 lefties to make the finals, and we're looking at 2 of the finest in the state.
Right. Now let's have a look at Lance's first shot. Oh, goodness. Good break for him too. Both of them went light, and they're bowling way outside on this shot.
Lance covers a few more boards, so he's in a little bit further and going around the pattern, somewhat around the hold in the middle, and Andy's a little further left going down the boards with a little more speed.
A lot more speed. That's gonna have to hurry. Oh, goodness. Just about made a double out of that. That was maybe a little quicker than normal.
I think Lance would be happy with just leaving the 3-pin there.
Yes, that could have been a nasty split.
Lance has really improved. Watching him in the last couple of years, amazing. All these different releases.
Yes, he's very versatile, and of course he was the highest finishing New Mexico bowler in last year's New Mexico Open, finished 43rd, so that's why we put a tough lane condition down today, and it showed up in the averages. The field average just under 200. The last tournament the field averaged 229. Makes a big difference when there's a different lane boiling condition on the lanes. Let's have a look at Andy looking for a double, early lead.
That was actually a really good shot by Andy, and during his warm-up he was leaving the 7-pin on lane 6. He might need to change the tilt, which is the angle of entry, where a ball looks really good going in there, but because it's too much end over end, it doesn't want to kick out the corner. So there's a lot to bowling, just like in golf and like in tennis, where it has to do with different releases, different speeds, different body positions.
And Andy, a very smart spare shooter. You mentioned a few moments ago that he works at the United States Bowling Congress National Championships, and of course he sees thousands of bowlers come through there. They've got a tournament next year in El Paso. They've had a few in Reno and Las Vegas the last few years, and he sees tens of thousands of bowlers during his work shifts, and he's picked up a lot of information and knowledge from that. Oh, very nice shot.
Shreds the rack. Andy's quite a fine athlete. He's very good in soccer and a couple of other sports, so you can see that he's very athletic, and his skills are just transferred into bowling.
Right. He's got some stitches in his head when a soccer player tackled him and cut his head open too. No such trouble in bowling. Oh my. Another good shot for Lance.
That ball might have been just a little bit late coming into the pocket. It gets behind the 5-pin, and a lot of people ask me why they leave that, and it's the angle of entry of the ball. It comes too side to side rather than standing up and tilting back and coming flush. He'll definitely make that adjustment on 6 next time he's up. He's very savvy about what's going on with the lanes.
He certainly is. He's in our 10 pins and more team this year in the High Five tournament in a couple of weeks down at Skids Entertainment Center on Lomas, and Andy is in the Starlight Lanes team. Ooh, trouble there. That was almost right through the beak, just a little soft, I think, speed-wise.
I think it was a pretty decent shot. Looked like he might have got it inside a target. Maybe he didn't get it out to the break point that he wanted. 5's definitely hooking up harder on the left than 6. 6 is pushing further. They're bowling on that, what you mentioned earlier, Steve, which was the sport pattern. Sport pattern's very difficult. It's not your normal average house patterns. So outside is very slick. There's a little bit of a dry area to play to, and then you have to make your shots out of your hand and your physicality. There's not a gimme to the hole.
And of course, you would know about the left side of the lane, being a 16-time national winner on the women's tour.
I don't think Andy liked that out of his hand. He looked down at his hand. He maybe held onto the ball a little bit too long, trying to get it to roll up a little bit quicker. And he paid full price for that.
Yeah. Well, the speed of the ball here, he could be one of less than a handful of people that have ever spared the 7-10 on television. He can really whip that ball down there. Let's have a look at this one. No, not this time. 68 in the fourth frame for Andy Zumwalt, and that'll be a lead for Lance of about 9 pins at this point. Andy averaged 209.75, pretty consistent today. His match game scores 194, 222, 221 and 202 to get him the fourth seeded position for the show today. And another light hit.
Great shot.
Carries for him. Got some dead wood in the gutter there. Someone will have to remove that. And that was much better for Lance. I'm sure he's pleased with that after the high hit on lane 5.
He had definitely had a game plan on that shot, and that was another adjustment where he needed it to back end a little harder. He gave it a little bit more air, a little bit more loft toward the pins, and gave it more hand up and around the ball, so it back ended harder on 6. Very good shot. That's not easy to do.
And that's a lot of experience coming through there, being able to give it a bit more air. Same type of deal there. He gave that a bit of air too.
What it does is the ball saves energy. Rather than the ball getting down and rolling the whole way, it saves its energy and impetus for more so at the back end near the pins.
Well, Andy needs a double to stay that 9 pins in arrears. He doesn't want to get too far in the hole against Lance. Oh, my. That's a lottery ticket job right there. You don't get it much better than that. Keeps him 9 pins behind, and that'll give Lance something to think about. It's not good looking at the opponent sometimes. What do you think?
Well, me personally, I don't watch the opponents. There's nothing I can do. In bowling, you're bowling you against the lane and the pins. There is a little bit of a psychology there when you're bowling heads up like this. I think it's better just to stay within yourself, be aggressive, play your game. That was a great shot. Andy took full toll of that fantastic break he had. That's the way you want to do it. You only have 5 shots on each lane and your match is done. So you need to make really good shots.
Yeah, and if you get a break like he just had on lane 6 a moment ago where that 2-pin fell late, that's really rubbing salt into the wounds. Let's see what Lance comes back with. He's to loft it. That's a pretty good shot from his hand. Oh, my.
That was a great shot. I think he thought that was a good shot as well. You could see the 4 pin just ring around the 7. Lane 6 is going to make the lefties work, definitely.
Yeah, it looks like it. In fact, it looks like he moved the 7 pin just a little bit. It looks like it's moved across maybe a quarter of an inch or so. Good speed on the spare. Only 1 open so far out of 14 shots, and of course that was a 7-10 split, so they're doing well for their first time on TV, live TV.
On the sport conditions, it's imperative, like we teach our high school kids, that sports are a premium. Sports are an absolute premium. They like to see strikes, and we all like to see strikes, but nobody strikes all the time. If you never have a strike, you can still shoot a game of 190. That was a fantastic shot.
Yeah, that could have been a 4-bagger for sure. Well, Andy can take a handy lead here. An 8 spare ties the game up. In fact, if we have a tie, there'll be a 9th and 10th frame tiebreaker. That would be exciting for our first time on ProView Network's U Sports Network.
bad. He's a 1 pin ahead. 127 plays 126. In the 6th frame, he'll need a spare to stay that 1 pin ahead of Lance. Lance, of course, has a strike going, and Andy will hopefully have a spare. Loser of this match gets $275 out of our $4,000 plus prize fund. What's your opinion of bowling a strike ball at those corner pins? Do you think that's imperative these days, or you think you should throw a spare ball at 100 miles an hour down there?
Well, a lot of the kids, they see these professionals throw the spare balls at 100 miles an hour, but you got to realize they're bowling 80, 100 games a week, and the kids are not professionals. So you have to, it's horses for courses. If there's a lot of volume, a lot of oil in the middle of the lane, you can't get the ball up and over for your buckets, your pins in the corner. You need to use something that's going to roll harder than a straight spare ball.
That's put it back right on Lance. Lance had the upper hand there with that strike versus Andy's spare in the 8th frame, but now Andy's come back, and that's what you've got to do in a close match. This is going to go down to the wire. Lance Emerson's games leading up to this: 222, 203, 233, 218. Good loft. Oh my, what a great performance under pressure.
Lane 6 for both players was the tougher lane, and Lance figured out how to get the corners out there and kept it in the pocket. That's very difficult to do. Lane 6 was the key there.
Yeah, it was. Winner of this match goes on to bowl against Adrienne Hare of Rio Rancho. Adrienne with the highest average thus far today. That'll be a good match too. Let's see what happens here. Good loft again.
Great shot again on lane 5. Lane 5 acts like the back end is very clean still, and the ball, you can see the motion of the ball. When you're bowling, those people watching us at home, look for where your ball is finishing in the black part of the lane past the pins. It should finish square in the middle most of the time to get strikes. If it's falling off to one side or the other, the ball's not going through the pins right.
Well, Lance gets one more strike here, the match is over. If he gets less than a strike, Andy needs a double to pull this one out of the fire. Good loft again. Through the beak.
He got that one inside. He didn't like that one. And he just didn't get it to the left.
Well, he's going to bowl a game higher than his average, which is really commendable. 6 strikes in the game. Nothing less than an 8 count. And all spares.
That leaves the door open for Andy Zumwalt to beat him. Andy has to go completely off the sheet.
Well, he needs a double and 9, does Andy, to win the match by 1 pin, and it could be a tie. If he gets the first 2 on an 8 count, we've got a tiebreaker on our hands. Where's that?
Man, let's go now. Go now.
What can you say about that? That was quality.
That was
all the way.
And he was having trouble hitting the pocket on 6, so the fact that he came back, hit the pocket, and just had such a high quality shot, he got it a little, moved in a little bit, and got it a little bit left.
Well, there's the situation on the scorecard there. Needs 1 more strike and 9 to win the match by a pin. Exciting stuff here on U Sports Network.
Come on, ball. Let's go. One time now.
Speechless. I'm speechless. 8 to tie, 9 to win, strike to win. What a terrific match to open our scratch match play series today.
Steve, if they tie, what is going to be the format?
It'll be a 9th and 10th frame roll-off, and Lance will have the choice of start and finish lane, being the higher seed, number 3. 8 to tie, 9 to win, strike to win. Oh, a tie. All right, that's amazing. We'll have a 9th and 10th frame roll-off now. And Lance has the choice of starting lane. Go ahead. Lance, we've got a 9th and 10th frame roll-off. Our first time on U Sports Network. Terrific stuff. And that 8 count of Andy's could have easily been 9 or a strike. Let's see what happens now. They get 2 frames, the 9th and 10th frame here.
Great shot by Lance.
Doesn't get any better than that. 10 in the pit.
He's got 6 figured out. Moved in, got a little more loft, got a little more hand in it. Ball's making a nice motion.
Well, Lance can make it really difficult for
just
only in Rio Rancho. Oh, Lord.
It's a good break by Lance.
Okay, here we go. Spare, and Lance would really like a strike here. That'll put the pressure back on Andy again. Maximum score for Lance now will be 40. Strike in the 9th, 9 spare in the 10th, and a fill ball here.
This is an important shot. It forces, if he gets a strike here, it forces Andy to get the first 2.
Good shot. Good effort by Lance Emerson there. 225 and 40 in the 2-frame tiebreaker. You know, on the PBA tour they went to a 1-ball tiebreaker, and I think that's desperately unfair. So we're going to keep this 9th and 10th frame here. 1 ball after you bowl, you know, maybe 30 or 40 games in a week. Today they've bowled over 20 games, a couple of them, and at least they've got a couple of shots to make it up in. Ooh, that's trouble. That is trouble. A washout. These pins that he's left here, he's going to have to hit the right side of the head pin and send it down to the 7 pin, and if he misses, he cannot possibly win. He only gets 9 in the first frame. He ends up with 39 with a turkey in the 10th frame roll-off.
This is a must for Andy.
This is a must spare. No, didn't do it. And Lance Emerson, the winner. Andy Zumwalt finishes 4th, picks up $275 today. And our congratulations. We'll be back after this with our next match, and that will be Lance Emerson against Adrienne Hare of Rio Rancho in the semi-final match of the Scratch Match Play Series here at 10 Pins and More.
eXp Realty is the only agent-owned cloud-based real estate brokerage in the industry that supports all New Mexico sports, athletics, and education programs. As we aid in both the sale and purchases of homes, and when you call in to register on our website and mention our TV ad, you shall receive a rebate from a portion of your home sales or purchase to be donated to a booster club of your choosing. We embrace technology and maximize our clients' success. Call Kevin Mullaney at 505-750-3448. That's 505-750-3448 to get started on your home sale or purchase eXp Realty.
And welcome back to 10 Pins and More. You're watching U Sports Network, powered by ProView Networks. A great place to be seen. And I'd like to give special thanks to our station sponsors, Star State Farm Insurance agents, Marty and Teresa Saiz Wilmot, Ron Pino, Michelle Bermudez, Art Sandoval and Paul Jones, Hi Roberts and Associates, New Mexico High School Coaches Association, supporters of New Mexico Athletics, Hotel Casada, check out New Mexico's only indoor water park, surf and slide, Garden Schwartz Team Sales, Donna Bale, call me and I'll set you free. 505-203-4711. That's 505-203-4711. Game is also brought to you by Automotive Impressions, The Barley Room, Graphic Connection, Custom Sports Apparel, Streamlined Swim Stores, Saggio's Restaurant and Pizzeria, Fastino's Italian Bistro, New Mexico Department of Tourism, and Essence Spa and Nails. We're going to watch Adrienne Hare now do a couple of practice shots prior to the start of the match. She had the highest average in the tournament today, 229.6 for 5 games, and that was tremendously commendable, Dana, with scores of 245, 184, 217, a stellar 269 that had 8 strikes in a row in it, 233, and she certainly deserves her second-seeded position in the tournament.
She sure does. She, I believe, was the only female in the finals, and bowled terrific, out-averaged the men. She had a really nice look and executed really well when she needed to. She hasn't been feeling that great, but she came back and bowled today, and she said sometimes that helps her when she doesn't overthink things. She had a really nice career at Nebraska. She bowled all 4 years up there, and they also won the NCAA championships.
Getting a little help there from a friend, Brian Hare, her husband. Both of these bowlers, Brian and Adrienne, in the 10 pins and more team for the High Five Championship coming up at Skids Entertainment Centre on January the 11th.
Good job. Adrienne is the daughter of Mike Miller, my brother, and she's also my niece. And she's been bowling for a number of years, coming up in our bowling family. But in her own right, she's tried to pave her own way and not ride on the laurels of the family in any way. She's very smart in what she does and how she pays attention to her game. She, if anything bothers her, it's maybe that she gets a little nervous, mainly because she hasn't had professional experience and it hasn't been there for her to have. So when the women's tour starts up later this year, I believe she'll do well, and she gains experience. She'll be more relaxed when she bowls. She really executes and has a beautiful game, but you can't get experience unless you're in there.
All right. All right, well, we're going to start this match now, and the winner of this gets to bowl Eddie Joe Torrez of Silver City, the top seed in the tournament this afternoon. And this match could go either way. Lance has got a good look, 225, won the playoff 40-8. And Adrienne has asked him to start the match, and he's up on lane 5. Keeps that finger well pointed out. What's the benefit of that? He's got his index finger a long way away from where his fingers are in the hole.
It helps him. Usually people try to keep the weight of the ball there on the index finger because it helps you get your fingers up and around it.
It's a good shot there of it.
The more he puts it out, the more he's able to get up and around the ball. And the reason for that is so that the ball saves energy. The more up the back you get it, the more end over end roll it has, and it won't tilt on the back end. So he's got his fingers spread to get himself up and around it with his fingers.
Now, interesting situation there. He started on lane 5. He left a 6-pin in the bowl-off too, so he better watch his P's and Q's on that, keep his head in the game. Here's our first look at Adrienne Hare in the match. Good loft. And a good break for her. Left only the 10-pin.
That was a great opening shot. You know, sometimes when you start a match, just get your feel, get into it, throw a couple frames, you can relax and get going. Adri has her best shots when she stays down and keeps her ball speed up.
And I can tell you, she's a very good spare shooter. She and her dad, Mike, two of the best professional spare shooters in the history of the game. Walter Ray Williams, Norm Duke, Pete Weber, all the top players were always good spare shooters, and she's one of the best on the women's side. We're really lucky to have her here still in the state of New Mexico.
Yes, we are.
Solid game. Jumped on her a little. Changing to a softer rolling strike ball, I think. Looks like it.
Well, this is her spare ball, and it's pretty hard and straight, but Adri bowls a lot. And one of the things is that she's a terrific spare shooter, so you can't knock that.
Well, she's 18 in the first. Lance Emerson can take a lead with a 9-count or a strike. That's another 6-pin. Very interesting. Lance might have to go down in the strength of the ball. He's left 3 4-pins out of the last 4 shots. What would you do?
Well, I think what Lance is going to do, because he's following the oil line in there, I think he's going to move further right, because he's very comfortable at swinging the ball and getting the ball out. Right. He's gone to a crux.
That's the name of the bowling ball.
I believe that's a crux or hypercell.
Different ball, different roll. Ooh, too much.
That wasn't a bad delivery, but when it hit it at about 50 feet, it just took a right turn.
Yeah, it just took a right turn and gave him no chance to break up that split, and he'll probably just go for the 2 pins here. Keep the count strong. Yes, played it safe there. Sometimes in a match you have to go for spares like that, but early on, like after 3 frames, probably did the right thing there. Well, this gives Adri a bit of a life. Got that out a little further. And a good shot and a makeable spare, so she'll probably have a lead of about 12 pins.
That was actually a really good adjustment. I believe she maybe edged into the left a little bit to hit a little bit more oil. She tends to stay up the back of it, which keeps the ball in play, but sometimes, like on that shot, it didn't turn, which didn't kick out the corner. So she'll make that adjustment when she gets over there again.
Well, she's probably a leader by 10, 11, 12 pins. I'm sure she didn't expect to be ahead of Lance after 3 frames. That was an unexpected split by him, his first open frame.
She had mentioned that Lance is one of the toughest people for her to bowl. She has a lot of respect for his ability and his game. And she said she just needs to stay within herself, her own game, focus on what she does best. That was a very nice shot.
And a 12-pin lead with that strike. 57 plays 45. And Lance Emerson knows he's in a match.
Adrienne really executed well on that. She stayed down and threw the shot. Instead of pulling up on it or giving up on it, she really stayed down and threw it. It's like that in any sport. Great break for Lance.
Yeah, good.
Got
mixer.
the shaker.
Yeah. You know, in bowling, you've bowled professionally. I bowled in Australia in my teens and 20s and 30s. I'm 65 now. Still bowl 4 days a week. Very competitive. There is no defense in bowling. You've got to be offensive in bowling. You can't be defensive.
That's correct.
You can't hope for an 8 count or a 9 count to win a match. You've got to go for the strike every time.
And even on your spares, you have to go out of it aggressively, positively in these one-game matches. Very important. That was one of his best shots.
Yeah, and made an adjustment with that different ball.
Yes.
Some of the bowlers that played earlier today, of the 81 people that bowled, were bringing in 8, 10, 12 balls because they didn't know what the sport lane condition was going to be that Mike concocted for them. And Lance made a smart ball change there and got himself a double.
It looked like he stayed in but kept his ball speed up and just tried to project it down the lane.
Adrie's another good shot, not quite.
Lane 6 thus far seems to be the trigger lane. Everybody seems to be able to strike on 5, but 6,
right.
getting that ball to turn and go through the pocket,
Yeah.
It might have a little more carry down after all the bowling today.
Right.
We're not sure, but it plays a little bit tighter, firmer on the back end.
Well, I'm a right-handed bowler, so my suggestion to her, leaving a couple of 10 pins there already, would be to just edge a little bit right on her approach and maybe angle her feet slightly left.
Yeah. You don't.
Small adjustments make a huge difference in professional bowling. Taking a very careful aim on the approach there. That's a pretty good shot out of a hand. Oh my, that one.
That was a
shook
great shot.
Yeah, and still shaking the 10 pin. Tough break.
Great shot. She controlled the pocket very well, and as you can see, she can get to the pocket. She can figure out how to control the pocket. Now she's just got to figure out the carry. Sometimes when you only have 5 frames, 5 balls on each lane in a one-game match, it's difficult to get that quick response.
Well, still a close match. Lance needs another one to take the lead after that earlier open frame of his. And there's the score, 96 for Adrienne with a spare in the 6th frame, and Lance coming up now for his 6th frame. He can get to 75 in the 4th with a strike now. Very good carry.
That was a great break. He wasn't sure that was going to carry. He got it down the lane. He moved right. He's projecting it pretty far down the lane. He's not sending it out as early as he was. He's just getting it down to about 45 feet, making sure he gets good projection on the ball. There's a lot happening here that people at home may not be aware of.
Yes, bowling is not an easy game at all. Just about anyone can bowl, but it's hard to master this game.
There's a break for Adrienne. He got that one a little too far left in the out of bounds, where there's too much oil and the ball labored to come back. He was very lucky to leave only the 3 there.
Yes, and he left that one earlier in the match against Andy Zumwalt, so that certainly gives Adrienne a chance now. .124 now for Lance in the 6th frame with a spare in the 7th. Adrienne can get to 116 in the 6th frame, and of course if she gets a strike, that gives her a chance to take a small lead going into the end of the match.
Adrienne's changed balls, so the ball will be a little bit more lively on the back end. I think that's a good move.
And she moved a little right on the approach too. Let's see what happens here. Quarter Brooklyn. You know, Andy took advantage of a lucky break earlier in that match. Lost the tiebreaker, of course, so let's see if she can put the screws into the match here with a double.
She's got to trust her shots, move left and stay down and execute and let the ball do whatever it's going to do, and you do what you have to do.
Yeah. Good matches here on
U Sports Network, our first bowling telecast from 10 pins and more here in Rio Rancho.
That's a great shot. Hit it. Any young women watching, they should emulate Adrie's game. It's a very clean game, very simple, uncomplicated, a lot of power. Good spare again.
Very competent spare shooting. No open frames, 136 in the 7th. With a spare in the 8th, you really needed a double there to put the pressure back on Lance. Lance, of course, bowling against a woman. It's not easy bowling against a woman. No man likes to lose to a woman.
That's
I'm
true.
I don't like losing to you.
That's true.
And that one definitely found some oil out there and refused to come back. 6 pins the difference now. 142 for Lance Emerson and 136. 6 pins the difference. This is a tough spare, and most people have no idea that there's 22 inches distance between the 2 pins down here.
That's a good point.
And he's throwing a strike ball at it. And made it.
Great cover. Lance is also a very good spare shooter. You have to have that.
Well, you don't become a member of multiple halls of fame in New Mexico and the bowler of the year a few times without being a good spare shooter. You're not going to get there on strikes alone, that's for sure. Winner of this match bowled against Eddie Joe Torrez, practicing over there just off camera. Eddie Joe from Silver City.
He got that inside a target. I think he feels confident that he, lucky to feel like he only left the 7 there.
Yes, it's better to leave a single pin than 2 pin combination. You can't chop this one. Let's see how good he is at this under pressure. Feeling it now, I can tell you. No problems.
One of the good things to watch, these bowlers, they don't have a lot of head movement. Their heads are very steady and their body moves under them. That's a great key for anybody watching at home wanting to get better.
Yeah, you don't want to be bouncing all the way to the foul line when you've got a 15-pound object in your hand. It'll send you all over the place. Let's have a look at this one. She's had 10 pins almost every time on this lane. Carried it that time. And she can shut Lance out here. Let's have a look at the scorecard. 156 a strike. If she goes off the sheet, she shoots 216. Lance's best is 211, so we've another close match in our hands. Could be another tiebreaker, although that 5-pin difference has probably put that out of the question. Could be close.
That was a great adjustment. She went Brooklyn, not knowing where to stand with that ball that she changed to.
That's pretty good.
She was a little worried that would set up and get through the face, and it rolled the 4. Felt very, very blessed to carry that one.
Well, let's have a look at it now. 156 and a double. That's really put the wood on Lance. Tough situation coming up.
She's having a look at the rack to make sure the rack is straight, and she's taking a little extra time, Steve, so she can relax and make a decent shot here.
It's going to take a re-rack. In professional tournaments, you're allowed a few of these each game, and she's not happy with the look of the pins on lane 5. Good time to mention some of our sponsors again. State Farm Insurance Agents, Marty Saiz and Teresa Saiz Wilmot, Ron Pino, Michelle Bermudez, Art Sandoval, Paul Jones, Hare Roberts and Associates, New Mexico High School Coaches Association, supporters of New Mexico Athletics, Hotel Casada, check out New Mexico's only indoor water park, surf and slide, Garden Schwartz Team Sales, and Donna Bale. Call me and I'll set you free. Got that.
That's
out
a great
well
shot.
Blood just rushed from her head down to her feet there. She needs 6 to shut Lance out. 7, 8, 9, or 10. 186 now in the 9th frame, and that shot, Dana, was just superb.
That was a great shot. She just got to keep her ball speed up now.
Yeah.
Make sure she doesn't get slow. Yeah, she moved in a little bit, kept her speed up. Nice shot.
That's a great match.
That was a really good ball change.
Finish it up. Yeah, timely too. Change balls in the 7th frame, going nowhere, 116 in the 6th, and struck on 5 of the next 6 shots, and had a 10-pin that could have been a strike as well. Terrific effort for Lance Emerson. And Lance will finish 3rd in the tournament. He'll get a check today for $325. And a very good performance by him on television. 225, won a tiebreaker with 40 for 2 frames. Shoot another 200 here. Nothing to be ashamed of there.
He was the highest finishing lefty, and not an easy thing to do. He's very versatile, and he's really improved in the last few years.
Yeah.
He always keeps his head in it, moves, adjusts, changes speed, hand releases, watches the motion of the ball. He's great. If you're a lefty, you should watch him.
And a very good finish, 211 to 216. The winner, Adrienne
Good
Hare.
match.
And we'll be back with you for the championship match between Adrienne Hare of Rio Rancho and Eddie Joe Torrez of Silver City after this short break. Join us.
For the best pizza, calzones, pasta, salads, and sensational desserts, Saggio's is an Albuquerque institution. At Saggio's, you'll find fresh, homemade, real Italian pizza, 9 different types of stuffed calzones, dozens of homemade lasagnas, cooked-to-order pastas with homemade sausage and meatballs, unique sandwiches, salads, and gourmet pizza.
For great food, fun, or a game on their dozen big screens, Saggio's is simply the best. Saggio's, an Albuquerque institution for 33 years, 107 Cornell Southeast, right across from UNM.
Mr. Goldman loved his family a lot, didn't he, Dad?
He sure did.
That's why he had State Farm life insurance, like you. So his family never has to worry, right?
Mr. Goldman didn't have life insurance.
Why not?
He was just a goldfish.
Ignore him.
In Albuquerque, call Agent Ron Pino and Agent Paul Jones so your family won't have to worry about having life insurance.
We put the life back in life insurance.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
Graphic Connection is your source for quality custom sports apparel inspired by the athletes that wear it. Graphic Connection offers in-house graphics, embroidery, digital printing, and screen printing, enabling us to offer custom products with fast turnaround to suit both your budget and your timeline. Graphic Connection is New Mexico's exclusive Cornette digital garment printer shop. The print resolution is unparalleled. Contact Graphic Connection today at 505-821-2777 or visit us online at www.gcsportswear.com.
Whatever your dream, a tranquil backyard retreat, the perfect yard for the kids or professional maintenance for your corporate campus. The grounds guys will help you achieve it. Our established systems allow us to deliver industry-leading lawn care and landscape solutions to commercial and residential customers. Experience our difference with a 3-hour callback guarantee, clean, shiny trucks, friendly, uniformed personnel, state-of-the-art equipment sharpened daily, and quality control reports delivered monthly.
Welcome back to 10 Pins and More. You're watching U Sports Network, powered by ProView Networks. It's a great place to be seen, and special thanks for our station sponsors, State Farm Insurance agents Marty Saiz and Teresa Saiz Wilmot, Ron Pino, Michelle Bermudez, Art Sandoval and Paul Jones, High Roberts and Associates, New Mexico High School Coaches Association, supporters of New Mexico Athletics, Hotel Casada, check out New Mexico's only indoor water park, surf and slide, Garden Schwartz Team Sales, and Donna Bale. Call me and I'll set you free. 505-203-4711. That's 505-203-4711. Well, here we are at the championship match, Dana, and it's going to be a good one.
Oh, this is fantastic. This is great.
Eddie Joe Torrez, bowled up here for a long time. He lives in Silver City, a little 16-lane bowling centre, and he's up against Adrienne Hare, our local feminine hero here today. Highest average thus far today on this difficult lane condition, 229.6 before that last exciting finish, 216 to eliminate Lance Emerson, 211.
Well, you've got two completely different styles to watch.
And looks like she can edge just a little further left there. Those 3 shots in the 10th, what would they do to you, like momentum-wise? Would that excite you, or would that steal some adrenaline? What would that do?
Well, I think for Adrienne, it helped her throw the ball better and helped her keep her ball speed up. Now, this was the first ball in the next game where she had a high adrenaline. Adrenaline dropped a little bit because she's starting the next match. It'll take a couple to get back to where she was and not to get slow.
Well, let's have a look at Eddie Joe Torrez here. Completely different kettle of fish to where Adrienne's been bowling. And, of course, the left-handers. He's standing almost on top of the ball return here. He's pushing it out of the way. And he's going to give it a good loft. He's way left on the approach.
I thought he played the lanes really, really well today.
Look at this ball come back. Very good shot for Eddie Joe.
I talked to him earlier when he was going into match play, and he said he had at least 8 boards because of how he was playing the lane, and I didn't understand why some of the other righties didn't move in and play where he did. He's doing a slow roll, kind of like the guy that won P.J. Archer on the PBA earlier this morning on the telecast. He's doing the same thing, way deep, way left, and he's slow rolling it across the oil and then letting the back end take it. It has to do with his rotation, too. He has what I call a laundromat roll. The thumb drops down, his fingers rotate hard around it. So the ball doesn't pick up. It's rolling, but it's rolling more side to side. And then when it gets to the back end, then it takes off.
Very good double. Good opening for him.
He's got such a nice reaction. The ball's not losing any energy. It's just great.
Well, you know, we put synthetic lanes in here about 6 months ago, and it made a big difference to a lot of bowlers, and it's obviously made a big difference to him. He's never been able to get past 4th place before in this series, and he bowls all of them. 6 or 7 times a year he comes up here, so Adrienne's got a work cut out here.
Okay, she just didn't get that ball far enough to the break point to the right. She's wondering. Not sure if she thought it read up or checked up earlier, or just she didn't get it to the right break point, far enough to the right. She might feel like it's transitioning for her a bit.
Talking to herself up there. Always good to give yourself a good pat on the back. No one else might do that for you. So she's thinking now, what can I do? 18 in the first frame. She's looking down there, seeing if she can see any oil at all. It's a 39-foot pattern. There'll be no oil past 39 feet, that's for sure, unless it's been carried down by the bowling balls.
She wants to see the tracks. She's trying to get down level with the lane to see the ball tracks and the motion of where the ball, what's happened to the oil. That's a much better shot.
Quite. Well, that'll give us some hope after the last one on lane 6. Jumped up on her and left the 6-10, only left the 10 pin again. Hasn't opened a frame today. Eddie Joe wants to put this one to bed quickly. Doesn't want to have to fool around with a second game. It's always hard to win a tournament twice. He's already the leader of the tournament by virtue of not having lost a match today. His game scores in winning 210, 231, 213, 223. Very consistent, only a couple of open frames. Here he is nudging up right against the ball return. I've never bowled there in my life, not even for a 10 pin, so this is a pretty interesting shot for him. And he left a 10 pin that time. Why?
Well, me personally, I don't think he was as clean out of the shot as he had been the first two. Meaning clean, meaning that he might have gripped it a little bit to get it down the lane. Clean means you let it right off your fingers. Your thumb gets out of the way, and then it just hangs on the fingers, and you're able to project it smoothly into the lane.
All right, he's got a spare ball in his hand here, and he's actually moved about 10 or 12 boards right. And with some speed, and that ball on the durometer scale that measures the hardness of a bowling ball, that sucker's probably about 90. Most bowling balls these days in the low 70s. I think 72 is the minimum hardness for a bowling ball surface. And that one he just threw at that spare, probably 90 something. This one here, a lot softer, maybe 74, 75. What ball is this?
It's either a hypercell or a crux, I believe.
Yeah, got a break there. Certainly didn't aim for the Brooklyn, but he carried a Brooklyn strike, and Adrienne now will be in arrears about 12 pins.
Now, Adrienne, I believe, will hit the pocket. Her challenge here on this pair now is getting it to move through the pocket so that it carries the corners.
Walked left, threw it right. Good loft.
No, the ball's finishing right in the pit through the pins. It's hitting and finishing to the right, so it's finishing in about the 6-pin spot, which means it's not rolling all the way through.
And she just made a motion there of I think I'm going to cut my losses and get rid of that strike ball. Try something else. Excellent spare shooting today. 56 plays 69 in the third frame. Eddie Joe Torrez hoping to capitalise on a Brooklyn shot. There's the scorecard there. Adri 4 spares, no opens today.
She's changing balls here. See if she can get a little carry going.
Is she changing back to the one she had before or something different? What do you think?
No, I don't think it is that one. I'm not positive.
That
much
one,
better.
Yeah, that one question marked.
Question marked, yes,
back
definitely.
Into the pocket. It was going out and then just went straight down.
That was a really good adjustment, what she thought of there.
And not only did she think of that, but that ball then hit right on the 18 board probably, and it finished in the same place.
And,
in the pit.
and set up where she wanted it to, so that the ball was flush rather than punking out on the back end.
Well, that'll give the Brooklyn kid here something to think about. Got it out well.
That was a very good delivery.
Yes, very good delivery.
He has the rotation when it comes off of his hand. I like to, the analogy is if you go to a commercial laundromat and you put in your clothes in a dryer and it's upright, that rotation is what his role is in the ball. So what happens is when it's completely sideways to the lane, it's not losing energy. That's why it's doing such a hard left turn when it hits the dry in the back. It's fantastic when it works.
It's working for him today. 4 strikes out of 5 shots. See what he can do on this one.
That was a great break. I didn't know if that ball was going to make it back, if he had enough on it to even carry.
Well,
that was a really good break.
Yeah, I thought it would make it back because he gave it such a good loft at the release. Adrienne acknowledges a good shot under pressure. And again, we've seen a situation where someone took advantage of a good break earlier on at Brooklyn on lane 5, followed with 2 pocket hits on 6 and back on 5. Adrienne now a spot of bother, as they would say in England. Trouble there. You know, sometimes when the lanes are turning so much at the end and at the 39-foot mark there's a lot of dry, I would just edge a little left and angle my feet to the right.
She did move left when she switched balls. She's definitely moved in. She thought that was the move to make, and I think it was the move to make. But when you change balls, you don't always know how much is going to come off the break point, if it's going to set up. And like I said all day today when we've been watching, lane 6 seems to be the key lane.
Big lead now for Eddie Joe Torrez. He's 23 pins ahead with a double, and Adrienne has a spare working.
She really needs this one to keep some pressure on him.
And she can still go off the sheet for 236.
That's a very good shot. Oh, ran up a little high. Get a break.
Two right-handers and 2 left-handers, and the 2 righties are bowling in completely different spots on the lane. They're certainly not getting in each other's way there.
You use 327 muscles, I believe, to bowl, and it also requires an immense amount of concentration. When you're in the bowling center, sometimes hours bowling, so well, that's a long time to concentrate.
Eddie Joe Torrez arrived here yesterday, qualified yesterday, Saturday, and he's been here watching people bowl all day since 9 o'clock this morning. It's now 5 minutes to 7, so he's had a long day, and looks like his adrenaline's right, and now he's even moved further up. This will be interesting to see what happens now. He's in front of the ball return. And lofting it even further. And trouble. A glimmer of hope for Adrienne here. Maybe that move forward didn't help him. I don't know if I would have fiddled with success. He just had a good double and decided to fix something that wasn't broken.
I think he didn't want to go high or Creek Church, and I think he compounded the moves. Sometimes moves on sport shots need to be a little bit more minor than major.
Be interesting to see what he does here with this. Throwing across the middle of the lane. Oh, that was so close. Good try. Well, it's given Adrienne a chance. She was 31 pins behind a minute ago. Now, if she can get a strike next time she's up, she'll only be 20 in arrears. It's another close match coming up. The winner of the match today gets $1,050 out of our $4,030 prize fund. The loser gets $525.
Eddie Joe, I think, has one of the best attitudes of the field out here. He's extremely positive and upbeat all the time.
Yeah, it's hard to get him down, that's for sure. And even that split didn't get him down. That shows you a positive attitude right there when you come back with a deep pocket hit, 10 in the pit, after a wide open split. Close match coming up all the same. 155 and a strike for him. Adrienne 115 and the 6th and a spare. That one just died on.
That's a feast or famine line where you have the what I call the upside down question mark. It kind of goes at an angle and then stands up on its axis into the pocket. And if you don't get it just right with the right ball speed, it stands up too quick and won't roll. It rolls out like that one did. It stood up and it was done. It said, I'm done, I'm tired, and it left her a 2-pin.
And a good break to get rid of that 5-pin there as well. Well, she was in a similar position in the last match and struck out from here. She had 4 strikes in a row to eliminate Lance Emerson of Albuquerque, 216 to 211. Rio Rancho's last standing hope to win this scratch match play series title. 1 of 7 this year.
A lot of great bowlers, Steve, make this game look easy. Adrienne makes the game look easy. It is not an easy game. That looks like a really good shot. Shreds the rack. Great shot. She's trying to keep herself pumped up and in it.
Yeah, trying to G yourself up as most do when they're under pressure. It's good to let some of the emotion out. Let's see what happens this time. He's really needs a double here to put this match out of reach. And he's standing in front of the ball returning. And let's see what happens this time. That's not going to make it back, is it?
Yeah, almost left the same thing.
Yeah, almost left the same thing.
Well,
fiddling with our equipment here at 10 pins and more, and there's the spare he's got up. The 2 and the 8, and as I said earlier, 22 inches between those two. He's going to stay with his strike ball.
This spare is not a gimme on this condition in the way he throws it, so this will be very interesting.
Yes, he's going to be going across oil and major dry. Let's see what happens.
That's a great shot.
Took it cautiously there, I might say. And this match is heading to a 10th frame close one again. Adrienne can go off the sheet for 214. If Eddie gets an 8 count strike, he could lose the match by a pin. He could have another tie. Unbelievable. What a great opening to our scratch match play series here on U Sports Network. Key shot here. Right in the pocket. Very good shot. It's not over yet. I don't hear the fat lady tuning up her vocal cords just yet, but that was definitely a key shot for him.
Adrienne's just...
Let's see what happens here.
Adrienne's praying for a chance.
Now he has to make the spare to shut the door on Adrienne Miller. Does Eddie Joe Torrez. Definitely the best bowling product to come out of the 16-lane center in Silver City. 215 with a spare.
These
Does
2
not want
pins
to chop this.
are hugely important for him.
And that's enough. 215. Just a win. Shut the door with that spare, and his first win in the scratch match play series. Good effort for him. Well, let's see if Adrienne can find a way in on lane 6. It's been a bit of a tough lane for her in both matches.
Adrienne has nothing to be ashamed of. She bowled extremely well. And like I said, she was the only female to make the cut, and almost won it. And she's won tournaments where it was an all-men's field. So she has nothing to hang her head about. And plus, this was a sport shot as well.
Yeah, right. It was not a easy shot.
Absolutely not. She bowled great.
Well, a washout to finish up her game, and the score could end up at 200, but she'll lose to Eddie Joe Torrez. $525 for her good performance on this testing shot today. Let's see if she makes the spare, finish up the game. 197 to 215. Congratulations to Eddie Joe
Great
Torrez.
effort by our bowlers.
And you're watching U Sports Network, powered by ProView Networks. A great place to be seen, and we'll be back with an interview with Eddie Joe Torrez in a couple of moments. Stay with us.
For the best pizza, calzones, pasta, salads, and sensational desserts, Saggio's is an Albuquerque institution. At Saggio's, you'll find fresh, homemade, real Italian pizza, 9 different types of stuffed calzones, dozens of homemade lasagnas, cooked-to-order pastas with homemade sausage and meatballs, unique sandwiches, salads, and gourmet pizza.
For great food, fun, or a game on their dozen big screens, Saggio's is simply the best. Saggio's, an Albuquerque institution for 33 years, 107 Cornell Southeast, right across from UNM.
Mr. Goldman loved his family a lot, didn't he, Dad?
He sure did.
That's why he had State Farm life insurance, like you. So his family never has to worry, right?
Mr. Goldman didn't have life insurance.
Why not?
He was just a goldfish.
Ignore him.
In Albuquerque, call Agent Ron Pino and Agent Paul Jones so your family won't have to worry about having life insurance.
We put the life back in life insurance.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
Eddie Joe, your first win in the scratch match play series, an exciting one. Yeah. Bowled against a lady, not easy to bowl against a woman.
No, she's amazing. She has way more accomplishments than I could ever imagine and hope for. I would rather be a bowler like her. She's an amazing bowler, amazing. She makes great shots. Doesn't make much mistakes.
Well, you made some great shots today, and I tell you what, you've moved our equipment here. You just pushed that ball return out of the way. That was a really radical shot. What made you do that yesterday and today?
Well, for me, I can't play the lane straight at all, and I like to hook the ball and have a lot of hand in my ball. I come over the top of it, so I figured I'd get in the middle part of the lane and just keep moving left. I think I saw maybe 2 bowlers out of the whole time I was here play that shot, and it seemed like the more left I went and the more hand I gave it, the lane just kept on opening up more for me, and I just stayed with that. And I used the biggest ball in my bag, the crux, and it just worked all the way.
This is big news for bowling in Silver City. I'm sure that's a terrific win for you.
It's big. I have bowled at a 16-lane house and not very many bowlers, and I just wish there would be more involvement over there, but that's why I come over here to this great center, and I want to thank you and everybody involved. It's been awesome.
And that's our winner, Eddie Joe Torrez, his first win in the Scratch Match Play Series. This has been a presentation of sports on U Network Sports. Thank you for being with us from 10 Pins and More in Rio Rancho. This is Steve Mackey signing off on behalf of Dana Miller Mackey and myself. See you next time.